Allen Ginsberg wrote a very, very world-famous and kind of world-changing poem called Howl in the late 50s. It was published by a bookstore in San Francisco and became the subject of tremendous controversy. There was a very major obscenity trial which set the template for a lot of issues about obscenity for many, many years to come after that.
It's a feeling that begins in the pit of the stomach, right? And rises up through the breast and out the mouth and ears, right? And it comes forth as a croon or a groan or a sigh, right?
I guess the most inspiring thing for me about Ginsberg is he had a real just love for poetry. He just wanted to be immersed in it all the time. So you could see, like, you know, you hear him and see him in interviews, and he's always like, well, let's just read a poem. So if he was here, he'd probably just quote you a poem, and he wouldn't have to do all this babbling.
Do you think Mr. Ginsberg's work will survive the test of time?
He has no way of knowing. No more than some people thought leaves of grass would survive.
I'm asking him for his opinion, to give us an opinion on that book. He says that literary value depends on surviving the test of time. I want to know if it will.
Now, if Luther Nichols could answer that, then the good Lord could use a helper, and he ought to be up there.
It's relevant because nothing's changed, so totally the same. You still can't write certain things. I mean, there are always going to be rules and parameters. They're just different. Either the rules are now... This entire trial is about stuff that is currently happening all the time in terms of what you can and you can't do. In whose eyes is obscenity? What is it? How is it defined? And how do you deal with it?
You understand what angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connection to the starry dynamo in the machinery of night means?
Sir, you can't translate poetry into prose. That's why it is poetry.